welcome back to my channel. In today's video I have my November TBR for you, so let's just get right into it. I feel like everyone's November TBRs are going to be full of Christmas books, and I've just realized lately that I actually don't really love Christmas romances, which I feel like sounds terrible even to myself because I love Christmas and I love romance books, but I just have never read a Christmas romance that I gave like more than 4 stars to. Like, at best they are 4-star reads, and that just like makes me so sad because I love Christmas. So anyway, there aren't going to be any Christmas books on this list, but I do have some Christmas content coming in December, so definitely keep an eye out for that if you're looking for that. But the first book I want to read this month is actually QB Tyler's new release, which comes out November 10th. It's called What Was Meant to Be. I love QB Tyler's books. They are always like the most insane things that you would never even think to write about, but they're always so good. Like, every time I read one of her synopsises, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Like, it seems a little weird, it's a little out there, but I literally give every single one of her books either 4 or 5 stars. Like, I absolutely love them. This new one says that it is age gap, second chance, godfather / dad's best friend, and it says that they were together when they had a whirlwind steamy affair, and then he broke her heart, told her things were too complicated, and I guess left, and now he's back, but she's engaged to another man. And I am like, you know, that is just gonna be so good. Like, I can already tell that is gonna be so good. So I will probably read this probably very soon after it comes out, because I am just like dying to get my hands on a new QB Tyler book. Like I said, I'm obsessed with her books. Next, I think I'm going to attempt the Folk of Air series this month. I have been really trying to make like a conscious effort to clear out my library holds. I have this really bad habit of putting holds on things at my library and then clicking like deliver later every time it says it's available and just never getting around to it. And this is one of those series that I've had a really hard time. I like to get all the books in the series at once so that I can just read through them, you know, all in order as I have them, so I don't have to wait for like 5 weeks between one book and the other. And I actually do currently have all of these checked out from the library at the same time, so I am pretty sure this is the time that I am going to finally read these. I've been kind of checking out one here and there, but never getting all of them, so I never actually have read them. But I'm very excited about these. I've heard really, really good things. I don't know much about this. I think it's like a fantasy romance series. I've heard that the first book is not the best, but that the second book is really good, and then I think people really like the third book as well. So I'm excited to get to these. Holly Black is actually kind of a nostalgic author, I guess, to me. I didn't read much as a kid, but one of the few books I did read was the Spiderwick books, and she co-wrote that with someone else, so I am excited to sort of read something of hers now that I'm back into reading, because I haven't read anything else by her. So I am really excited to get to these books. Like I said, I don't know much about them at all other than they're like fantasy romance. Don't know anything about the plot, but I don't really want to. I kind of just want to go in and, you know, see what happens. I'll probably do a whole video on this, maybe as part of Bookmas. I'll do like a review video on this, or it'll just be up randomly. But I am excited to finally get to these because I have been trying to read them for a while. Next is Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton. This is kind of, you know, a little bit different than what I normally read. It's nonfiction, it's not a romance. This is obviously Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter, who has written his own like memoir, I guess, about his time filming the movies, I would imagine, because it's called like The Magic and Mayhem of Growing Up a Wizard or something like that. So I feel like it's going to focus on his time filming Harry Potter, and so I'm excited to read this. I do have this checked out from my library already as well, so I definitely am hoping to get to this one. I was a massive Harry Potter movie fan as a kid. I still have not read the books. I'm hoping to do it before the end of the year, and there will be a video on that too if I do that. But I am excited to read this. I've heard that there's like, I think like photos in this that are really cool, and also Emma Watson, I think, wrote like not like the dedication, maybe the foreword, I don't know what it's called, but like she wrote something at the beginning of this book, I think. And so I'm excited to see, you know, what this is, what it's about. I haven't heard anyone talking about this, which is kind of surprising, but I am excited to get to it. Next is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This is the last book I need to read for a video, and I've been putting it off for so long because I can't get an audiobook of it. I don't think there even is an audiobook made of this book yet, and it's also very hard to find a paperback of this. They don't even sell it on Amazon, like it's always sold out. Chapters does have it here in Canada, but I did finally get a copy from one of the other libraries I have access to, so hopefully I will finally get around to reading that this month so I can wrap up that video. This one is a YA summer romance, I think. I believe this follows like a game of assassin that this girl is playing, I don't know, maybe at like a beach house or something like that. I want to say this one had like the Summer I Turned Pretty vibes, but I don't really know because I haven't really looked into it. I just know that I need to read it for this video I'm filming. So I'm hoping to get to that one this month again so that I can wrap up that video because it needs to be filmed at this point. And so this one I'm pretty sure will be read this month. Next is The Hardest Fall by Maise. I know absolutely nothing about this book, like couldn't tell you a thing about it, but I just read To Love Jason Thorne and To Hate Adam Connor last month, and I am just so in love with those books. I gave them both 5 stars. I'm gonna buy the whole new set that she has with the cartoon covers. I think they're so cute, and I've already ordered this book in particular from that set. And I believe this is like a football romance. I literally know nothing about this other than that she wrote it and I want to read everything she writes. So I'm excited to get to this one. I haven't really heard anything about this, but I did think she said that this was her best-selling book, I think, which seems odd to me because I feel like To Love Jason Thorne and To Hate Adam Connor would be the most popular. But I think she said that this one actually sells the most, which was interesting. So I'm excited to get to this one. It's one that I didn't really know I wanted to read until I read those other 2, and now I'm just like, give me everything Maise ever writes because I need to read it. And so I'm really excited to get to this one even though I know nothing about it. Next, I'm hoping to get to In the Weeds by BK Borison. This is the second book to Love Light Farms, and I don't really know anything about this one either. I believe they're standalone, so I believe it's going to follow a different couple. And so I'm excited to get to this one. I love the sort of like small town vibes of these books. I'm really enjoying that aspect. And so I am excited to get to this one, even though, again, I don't know anything about it. Next is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is the second book in the Hooked, I don't think it's called that, the Hooked series. It's probably called, like, Never After or something like that. I don't know. Something, it's like dark Disney romance retellings, kind of, but not really. They're very, like, modern day people that just happen to have the names of Disney characters. This one, I believe, is, like, Lion King themed, so that's kind of cool. I don't really know a whole lot about The Lion King, to be honest. It was not one of my favorite movies as a kid, but I'm excited to read this. I am a big Disney fan in general, so I do enjoy books like this. So I'm excited to get to this one. I know the third one, I think, just came out, so that one sounds really cool as well. Not going to read that one yet because my library doesn't have it, but my library did just get this one, so I am excited to read this one, see what it's about. Next is The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. I have been on hold for this book forever. Obviously not forever, it just came out semi-recently, but I feel like I'm not moving in the line for this. I have a hold on the ebook and the audiobook, and I really think I need the audiobook for this particular book because I know the Spanish love deception like drained me on a level that most books don't, and it was just too long for me to read. And even the audiobook for this is 15 hours. That is like 5 hours too long as far as I'm concerned. So I really think if I'm going to read this, it needs to be in audiobook format so I can do 3 times the speed and just like get through it. And I just, like I said, I seem to be moving very slowly in the line for the audiobook. I'm at the front of the line for the ebook, but I think if I read it that way, I will just give it like 2 stars because I absolutely won't think the page count is justified. And this I need to read for a video that I have been working on. This is one of the last books I need to read for it, so I'm really hoping this comes in this month because I would like to have most of my Bookmas videos done by like mid-November ideally. And so hopefully I get to this one this month. If my library holds, could, speed up a little bit. But other than that, I will probably read a ton more books than this. This is obviously just like ones that I'm hoping to get to. But that is everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I do new book videos every single week, and I will see you next time.